All right, so let's go ahead and listen to Sofaygo's new track titled Tut. If you don't know who Sofaygo is, he's an artist that had a hit song called Knock Knock and is currently signed to Travis Scott. So let's go ahead and give his new track a listen that he's released on YouTube.
That's all right. Let this sound like some racks. I'm a king like Tay. Keep the window shut. My weed loud as fuck. My life got you up. Ice on hockey puck. Psycho, I go nuts. I got them show me love. Yeah, nigga want hit me nuts. Yeah, nigga used to be bad. I done went up for my crime. Pin on my body, I'm numb. Pick up my body a day. Trick on your body, oh no. I don't got up for no hoe. But I got up for my dough. Pack it up for me as soon as I go. You never get fake. Yeah, I'm ready to stay on my brain. Why would you have my lane? You gonna fuck with the gang. How can I miss my aim? Kill him and leave him for dead. Taking a trip when I'm drugs. That shit will all be your head. Whoa. Yeah. I'm a king like Tut. Keep the window shut. My weed loud as fuck. My life got you up. Ice on hockey puck. Psycho, I go nuts. I got them show me love. Yeah, nigga want hit me nuts. Yeah, nigga used to be bad. I done went up for my crime. Pin on my body, I'm numb. Pick up my body, you're dead. Trick on your body, oh no. I don't got up for no hoe. But I got up for my dough. Pack it up for me as soon as I go.
So that's about it. So that song is 1 minute and 39 seconds, man. It's just crazy. It's just crazy how short songs are getting. So before I even give you my opinion, let me let you know a little bit about me. So I am a rap fan who mostly listens to mainstream music, like Drake, Gunna, Lil Uzi Vert, Trippie Redd, Juice World. I'm basically listening to mainstream artists. So you know what? I'm actually gonna just talk directly to Sofaygo at this point. So Sofaygo, you know, your album Pink Hearts snuck into my YouTube music recommendation, and I liked your song and listened to your whole album. I got so addicted to Pink Hearts, I stopped listening to any other artists for 2 months straight. I had your song on rotation for 2 months and just played it over and over and over. I didn't listen to Drake. I didn't listen to Gunna. No Future, nobody else, Travis Scott, just Sofaygo. So you definitely caught my attention and held it. Oh my God, like you really had my attention for a while. But let me level with you, Sofaygo. Here, while I was listening to that album, I always had this nagging problem that I couldn't describe for a long time. Listening to that over and over again, it was just a feeling that I kept getting that something wasn't totally right until one day it hit me. So, allow me to explain. So Fago, as an artist, your melodies are 10 out of 10. Your flow is 10 out of 10. Your production is 11 out of 10. For the love of God, your production is the best production I think I've ever heard ever. You know, I mean, compare maybe it can only be compared to the greats like Drake, you know, Future and like the top people in the game. Like your production is solid, but there's one problem. Your message and lyrical content is -1 out of 10. So Fago, you never actually say anything in your raps. You say a lot of words. You make sure that your words are on beat, but in your melody, it's always the best melodic flow in hip hop, but you never say anything. There's no message that ever comes through. You know, going back to your melodic game, I think your melodic ability is the best in a rap game. Your flow is amazing. Okay, and I think like the only competition you might have is the weekend, and the weekend is actually a singer, right? But I have to tell you now, I'm gonna tell you what I just said again. I listened to your Pink Hearts album probably 100 times for 2 months straight. I didn't have anything else on my playlist. And I gotta tell you, the feeling that I had after I was done binging that album is that you did not actually say anything important in that entire album. So when it comes to this track that I'm supposed to be reviewing right now, it I'm getting the exact same feeling. You know what I mean? This track is decent, and I think I would play it in my car, but I'm gonna have that same nagging question in the back of my mind. And that question is, what exactly did he even say? Right? So I wanted to do something to kind of explain what I'm getting at. So if we go to, their YouTube page for this song, the first thing we see right here is a picture. It's most likely a picture of King Tutankhamun, the pharaoh, the Egyptian pharaoh, sort of superimposed with your face. I don't know if you went that far and got it photoshopped to fit your face. And so this picture alone is saying so much. And I'd even say the picture is saying more than what you say within your raps. And that's really unfortunate. You know, Listening to this track, you're rapping at 100 miles an hour. You don't even really catch any words that you're actually saying, except a word at the end of the sentence here or there. You're probably talking about jewelry, I'm going to assume, I'm going to guess. And that's a common theme of a lot of your music is that it's almost like you're deliberately trying to rap so fast that a person can't understand what you're saying and that a person defaults and ignores the content of your message and just stays focused on your melody. I wonder if you're doing that deliberately. Like you're making sure that people don't ever catch on to the content of your message because there's a question of if you're actually saying anything. So I hate to tell you, like I said, this picture that you put up tells me more about your message than you actually rapping, and that's kind of unfortunate. So what I had did is I went a little bit farther and I went to Genius, and it's great that apparently you have 5 contributors to this Genius article who were totally willing to break down what you were saying line by line. And so if we actually go to your chorus, the first thing you say is, I'm a king like Tut. Okay, cool. That's on subject. Right. But if we go through the rest of your lines, and let's do that. I'm a king like Tut. Keep that window shut. My weed loud as fuck. My loud got you up. Ice on hockey puck. What does that mean? Psycho, I go nuts. I got him showing me love, yeah. Nigga wasn't handing me none. Young niggas used to be bummy. I know when question mark crumb. So right here is really fascinating because the people who were trying to figure out what you were saying didn't know what you were saying here, and so they just put an actual question mark in place of what you should be saying. And the best thing that they could come up is with I know when question mark crumb. What does that mean? Nobody knows. Pain on my body, I'm numb. What does that mean? Keep the stick on my body, you're done. Probably means something about having a gun, okay? Drink on your body, you'll know. No clue what that means. What does that mean? I don't got no love for no hoe. I mean, that's typical thing. That's what a rapper's gonna say. But I got love for my dogs. Pack it up for me as soon as I go. What does that mean? Pack what up? Right? You know you love feeling fake. Yeah, the money just stay in my brain. Why would you hop on my lane? You cannot fuck with the gang. How can I boost up my aim? What? Kill him and leave him for dead. Can't get a treatment for them drugs. That shit went over your head. I agree. Everything in this track went over my head. Okay, and if we go all the way to the bottom, somebody left a comment and it said, niggas did a horrible job with the fucking lyrics. What the fuck, bro? So this guy is mad because he feels like the people who actually did figure out what you were saying, he thinks they did a bad job. And I'd say they didn't do a bad job. I say they tried their best. They tried their best. It's hard to figure out what you're saying. Okay, it really is. You understand? And I want to go back to to my main point here. So you're a king like Tut. You get one bar that flies by really quick, right? Why didn't you go into comparisons with you being a king, like comparisons of ancient Egypt, right? If you were a pharaoh, you had, you had people who had to do everything you say, right? If you're a pharaoh, everything you say is law, right? You make the laws, you make the final say on everything. Everything is made out of gold if you're a pharaoh, right? The finest luxuries, so to speak, right? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of subject matters that you really could have pulled from to sort of to fit with the narrative. Because I can't get over the fact that the narrative, like, there's something good here with King Tut, but there's no substance. You didn't draw anything from the topic that you chose, and most of your lines just don't say anything. Keep that window shut. Is that like hotboxing in a car? I guess. Yeah. Okay. Keep that window shut. My weed loud as fuck. Don't you feel like that has zero substance, man? Like, that has no substance in it at all. Ice on hockey puck. So I guess. Oh man, we're talking about hockey. The rink is made out of ice. I'm trying my best, Sofaygo, to figure this shit out. So the rink has ice on it, and so that's where you got that idea for ice on. So it's to figure that out is kind of like, was it even worth using my brain to figure out that bar in particular? I really don't know. And this track also exemplifies a lot of your other music, because there's a lot of lines that are throwaway lines. I, I get the feeling that, well, I mean, you are you freestyling this completely? Like, you never write anything down? Because I think you might want to start writing things down, man. Like, because this is getting to be. I need you to start saying something for real, man. You really got to start saying something. So, I feel like you are very talented. And like I said, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm a 31-year-old dude with a day job who just likes to stay updated on the new music. And I did a little bit of research on you, whatever I could find on Google and YouTube. And you seem to be a 22-year-old young adult. So you're a young guy. You haven't really experienced life. So I'm not that mad at you. I think what you probably need to do is just continue to do what you can do and just kind of grow up. And, maybe at 24, 25, you'll really have some substance to actually release something with some depth. You know what I mean? And I have this vague feeling that I might not be your targeted audience. I feel like your target audience might be young teenagers on TikTok. And so maybe what you're doing is you're purposefully making TikTok music. But here's the thing, I feel like you are very talented, and you have an opportunity to reach the levels that Travis Scott, Drake, Future, and Lil Uzi Vert have reached. But you're not going to get there without having some substance and some actual lyrical content in your tracks. Okay. And I want to piggyback off of what we just witnessed happen right now. So I'm a Drake fan, and we just witnessed a battle between Kendrick Lamar, the king of lyrics and lyricism and content, versus Drake, who I think is not the king of lyrics, but he's definitely the king of melodies, and he can rap when he can. You know what I mean? And we can see that the culture is about to shift, anyways. And so, if you're going full, pure melody and production only, you're not going to be able to ascend to greatness. It's not going to be possible because we already have a lot of that. We already have a lot of melody in the game right now. Okay. So I think you still should release this track. It's a decent track. I think I might play it in my car. But for your next album, I really think you should ask a couple of questions when it comes to the lyrical content of your music. So your next album or your next track or whatever. And so here are the questions you must ask before you release another track if you want to be as great as the greats as they currently are. So the first question is, Who are you? Okay. Where did you come from? Where were you raised? What have you done in your past? What kind of life did you live? What were your struggles? What were your successes and what were your failures? What keeps you up at night? What puts a smile on your face? Who hurt you? Who got your back? How do you cope with life? Okay. How do you cope with life, man? What helps you get get through your day? You know what I mean? These questions should have already been answered on your last Pink Hearts album. Okay. And they weren't, you know, it should have already been answered already. And I think you need to start letting people learn who you really are, right? Think about artists in particular, like especially if we talk about Drake. Drake is as transparent as possible about who he is, and he lets us in to who he is. And it's not about making sad stories. Like I know I said to ask that question about, what makes you cry. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like that, but we need to know who you are. We have no idea who you are. You've put on a very glossy veneer, a very glossy cover, um, with all the pink hair and the jewelry and everything. You're very glossy, flossy. I don't know what the kids are saying. I'm an old man. Drippy. You got a lot of drip. That's cool, but nobody knows who you are beneath the grills that I saw in that one interview that you had. Okay, mainstream listeners like me need to know who is Sofaygo. Okay, so if you plan on being great, you're gonna have to let us know who you really are. So with that being said, good luck on your next release, Sofaygo. I will be listening in. I am a fan, so I will see, what you got going on if you've improved, and I wish you good luck on your next release. For everybody else, please like and subscribe and follow me on Twitch. Thank you.